Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I've been using iOS 18.5 for the past couple of weeks, and in this video, I'm going to give you my overall experience running iOS 18.5. I'm going to share my battery life, battery health, and performance, as well as share the Geekbench score during the video as well. But first, I want to talk about some interesting news. This past week, I found out the new name for iOS 19. And I want to share this in the video. It's looking like the new software that was highly anticipated to be iOS 19 could now be called iOS 26. Apple is going off of a year-based naming scheme for their new softwares, and based on the year 2026, which is next year, when most of us are going to be using the software, Apple is naming it iOS 26 instead of 25, since the update released or will release in late September. And I made a video about it a couple days ago talking about this new change. Now, as far as my experience running iOS 18.5, well, if we go into podcasts and we just do some simple scrolling, everything on here loads up as it should. And it has now been 3 years since I've had this iPhone, and I'll do a video later today, so stay tuned to that. But generally, you can expect good performance out of this particular device. If we go into the app library and we do some scrolling, everything loads up nice and fast, just like it should. If I go into settings, I share my battery life. Surprisingly, 3 years later, my battery health is at 83%. But if I go into that battery health, I had 3 hours, 54 minutes screen on time, which is incorrect because I just woke up and started using this device. There is a bug in how this battery is named. It's quite incorrect how it's saying I have 3 hours and 54 minutes. I would say since I just got up around 9 o'clock and started making this video, I would say I've been using this device for probably 13 or 14 minutes, although it's incorrectly calculating this, and it's saying I've been using it for 3 hours and 54 minutes. It must have been mentioning the hours prior when I was up using this before. But as you see here, 3 hours, 54 minutes, 6 minutes screen off time. Going into yesterday, I had 5 hours, 20 minutes screen on time, 5 minutes of screen off time. Now, as far as my Geekbench score, I'm going to go ahead and run that. But first, I'm going to share my battery health on the iPad as well. Here is the battery health on my iPad Air. This is one of the models where you cannot check the battery health. You'll need the newer iPad Pro and newer iPad Air to check that. The one released after 2024. But on my iPad Air 4th generation from 2020, I got 4 hours and 13 minutes screen on time, 2 minutes screen off time. Yesterday, I got 5 hours, 39 minutes screen on, 4 minutes of screen off time. Now I'm going to go ahead and run and share the Geekbench score. Geekbench completed, and on my iPhone, I scored 2,081 for single core, 4,733 for multi-core. Now, if I compare this to last week, I scored 2066 for single core, 4622 for multi-core. Looking at it on my iPad, I scored 2,098 for single core, 5,138 for multi-core. Now, if I compare that to last week when I ran it, I scored 2,095 for single core, 5,033 for multi-core. As far as what's next from Apple, well, still, there was no iOS 18.5.1 or iOS 18.6. I think iOS 18.6 is going to release after the rumored iOS 26 update. iOS 26 is the new name for iOS 19, so we're no longer expecting it to be called iOS 19, but instead be called iOS 26 due to the year of 2026. Now, some people said that they could have named it 25, but let's face it, we're going to get betas in June and then September. And from September all the way till December, Apple is going to have iOS 26, giving us only 4 months to use it. Then from January all the way till this time next year, we'll be using iOS 26. So it makes perfect sense for Apple to call it 26, as most of the time that software will be in use is in 2026. Only 4 months of the software will be used in 2025. So Apple is going to call it iOS 26, and going forward, that will be the new name for every software across their software. So iPad OS, Mac OS, Watch OS, TV OS, Vision OS, HomePod OS, you basically get the point, are all going to be named 26. And the same is going to happen next year with iOS 20 or iOS 27. The initial beta is going to happen on June 9th, with public betas going through July and August, and the official release in September. And I'll cover it here on this channel, Hawkins Tech. And I'll also cover it on my TikTok channel as well. And after iOS 26 Beta 1, we can see iOS 18.6 Beta 1 probably on June 16th. I'll cover that, and also the 7th month anniversary of my YouTube channel. I'll probably do a live stream for that. We can see the first beta of iOS 18.6 and other softwares as well. And hopefully at some point, me unboxing the iPhone 14. As far as anything else from Apple, well, basically, I'm just looking forward to WWDC and what to be expected in iOS 26. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.